The 14th season, starring the 15th Doctor, is finally nearing its conclusion. One more episode in the can by the time that you guys see this video. Unfortunately, the second to last, what is it, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, where the synopsis is, oh, there's a girl who's the key to everything that is literally going to solve all the problems in the universe. I can't believe that this tripe, all of those tropes, like, where's the crowd? Where's the crowd that would normally deride this type of basic bitch writing? No, they're nowhere to be found, because to be completely honest, there is nothing that has gone right with this season. I mean, record ratings collapse. It is not even an accurate description of what we have on our hands right here. They aren't just scraping the barrel, they're scraping the earth that the barrel is sat upon. There has been no successes to be found here at all whatsoever. The season started poorly with its overnights. It's +7s, +4s, +25s, and the way that Russell T Davies is going to try to rationalize this ratings collapse is, well, it's actually gaining over a month's period. And it's like, okay, cool. If you had the DVD home releases, yeah, Chappelle's Show is probably into the billions of views at this point in time, but I want to compare and contrast that with your abomination that you put on the screen there, RTD. Ain't nobody watching this stuff, given whatever time frame you want to frame this in. But after a single episode spike, Doctor Who ratings back in the dirt and on the decline. Yeah, we talked about this before, but this is just simply setting the scene on this. But despite the ostensible hopes of Disney, the BBC, and Russell T Davies, a sudden spike in the viewership numbers for Doctor Who have proven itself to be a one-episode phenomenon rather than the start of a genuine ratings recovery. And let's be honest, man, okay, I know that they've got the ratings here for the past couple of episodes, but the big boon that the series apparently had off of the back of the return of another showrunner to come and do a poor impression of his previous good work, Stephen Moffat. The good word, all of the hopes and dreams no longer rest on Russell T Davies, the legend that brought this back in the early 2000s. No. He's a hack. We want the other guy, you know, the guy who picked up the torch and continued to do good work after RTD set everything right in the beginning. It's like, why? If these guys are friends, right? If they've run in the same circles, what makes you think that he would end up being any more talented than the return of RTD? But no. There was a little bit of a boost after that, right? 73 yards, that creepypasta made real. I've seen better written Tumblr scripts, but no. Everybody was really excited, right? Okay, and that's why they came back. You had another little ratings blip right there, obviously, right? Pulled out, what was it, overnights? Yeah, 2.62 and a 4.05, rounded up to 4.06, 24-hour overnights in 7 days. It's like, oh my god, guys, Doctor Who is really back. This was so peak, it was fire. We are so back. But then in actuality, for Dot and Bubble, an absolute affront to storytelling ended up coming right back to normal. 2.12 overnight, 3.38 consolidated, and then the most accurate numbers we have at time of recording for Rogue, the big gay kiss episode, 2.11 million viewers. So yeah, continues to just drop off. It's almost like that boost for 73 yards, it was almost like you had an episode air after a major sporting event and it was just about 500,000 people that couldn't even be bothered to quickly turn the channel quick enough that they wouldn't end up registering on the Nielsen ratings. It's almost like the FA Cup concluding and people walking away from their television was a bigger boon for Doctor Who than anything they put on the screen for season 14. It's almost like that is the case. So no, this is not a franchise that's going to recover under the current regime. RTD clearly can't do it. Ncuti Gatwa is not charismatic enough, and no, there's not enough back of throats that he can reach with his tongue that are going to turn this ship around. And asked about the failure that he's put on screen, RTD, well, finally had to reconcile with reality. Showrunner confirms series is struggling with audiences and admit current numbers might not be the ratings we'd love. But he tried to. Okay, context is important. He tried to say, oh, wouldn't everybody love better ratings for their show? But the cope that's on display right here is definitely newsworthy, which is why we aren't talking about how bad this two-part finale viewership is going to be. We're coming in a couple of days early. In the face of actual concrete evidence to audiences' declining interest in the series, Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies has admitted that the series' current ratings are far from where he would like them to be. Per actual reported numbers from from UK television viewing data aggregator Barb. Oh, thanks, Barb. The latest Doctor Who series has been, to say the least, struggling to find its footing. In terms of overnight ratings, yes, the first 6 episodes of the 15th Doctor's first proper season, because remember, he was introduced at the end of the 60th anniversary trifecta of failure, and then had the first Christmas special, which, oh, if you take a look at those ratings, the worst viewed Christmas special in franchise history. Nah, I'm sure it's just all racists and bigots who just turned off the TV, or hell, simply they just listen to Gatwa. If you don't want to watch our show, go outside and touch grass, and oopsie daisy, it looks like everybody actually listened to the brown guy that they're supposed to be afraid of if they're all homophobes and bigots. Yes, the first proper season average, yes, somewhere in the realm of the low 2 million viewers, which somebody who doesn't specifically work for a network or knows anything about broadcast television, I'm just simply an outside observer, and the only thing that I can say is that's trash. That is trash any way that you want to present it, but an interesting way to look at these numbers. I mean, if you're trying to spin it, you might as well start here, right? As relayed to the public, courtesy the franchise-specific news outlet Doctor Who TV, which we'll be checking in with them very shortly, asked during a recent interview for the physical July issue of UK entertainment news magazine Radio Times if he had any thoughts on these abysmal numbers. Davies asserted, I'm very proud of it, you know. They might not be the ratings that we love. We always want higher. Oh no, it's great, guys. Record ratings, not for anything good, but for the opposite of good. We don't want to say bad because we're just thinking positive thoughts. We want good vibes around here. So yeah, of course, when people have the opportunity to see all 8 episodes of this truncated season, they'll be turning around and they'll be tuning in for the next season, right? Sure. They are building over a 28-day period. I mean, of course it is. Like, that's just the laws of the universe. The longer something's out there, the more views it's going to accrue. But let's be also honest as well. Something that the BBC, Disney, Russell T Davies, and Doctor Who at this point in time cannot fathom to do. When do you get all of your ratings? Like, just look at the overnights compared to the 7 days. It's within the first 24 hours. That's when you get their point. At those numbers, yeah, well over half of their viewership. So yeah, it's growing in a 28-day period, but come on, man, what's that growth? A couple 100,000 people? A few dozen YouTube reviewers that have to go back and double click on an episode in order to get a screenshot? Like, is that what you're doing? Is that the stretch you're trying to make in order to seem like, no, it's not Dresden, okay? Like, this isn't such a Hiroshimaic Enola Gay style bombing. Like, not that bad, right? He added, moving the goalpost for the series success. Episode 1, Space Babies, is already up to, trust me guys, 5.6 million and counting. So yeah, okay, even if you take him at his word, which I don't really know, but okay, 5.6 million views on an episode. Okay, episode 1, right? That had 2.6 million overnight and 4 million views in 7 days. So it has managed to accrue an additional 1.6 million views over the course of a month and a week rather. Yeah, because it was the first 2 episodes that dropped on the same day. Are you having a laugh? Seriously, you think that that's good? But okay, cool. Yeah, so Space Babies, got an additional 1.5 million views on that. What about The Devil's Court? Dropped at the same time. Is that hitting those same 5.6 million numbers? No, of course not. You'd never be forthright with that. Making note of the fact that despite its struggles, the series' most reliable demographic has been the under 30s, which is always what the marketing department is trying to get at, regardless of the product that you have on display. They want long-term consumers, ergo the reason why they always take a look at the 18 to 45 demographic, or however they bunch it up over in the UK. That's the prime demographic for the North American broadcasters. I think they can try to break it down even further to 18 to 29 or 18 to 24, something like that. But yeah, I was brought back in to bring in a youthful audience. That's been massively successful. Can you break down those demos? Can you let us know what massively successful is? Well, of course not. The audience no one ever gets is the under 30s. Oh, right. Yeah, they just don't watch television anymore, but they're tuning in for this train wreck. I mean, we got the raw data right there. You know what that's telling me? Nobody's watching it. And the only people that do continue to watch it are just the lifers. Okay, the people who, as an institution, still revere Doctor Who, regardless of what slop is out there. You got those freaks out on Twitter, the perpetually online crowd that'll just go ahead and pirate your show and show it on Discord, meaning that you're missing out on literally dozens of views, but you're going to try to spin this any way that you possibly can. And as a showrunner, I suppose that is in fact your job, but those figures are astronomical for Doctor Who. It's their top program, referring to the BBC, in that bracket. It's like, okay, cool, so you're gonna go ahead and tout that, okay? Our 28-day numbers, yo man, that's crazy. Like, it continues to grow. It's it's wild. It's basically magic. And our under 30 demographic, ooh, buddy, I mean, we're doing the best that the BBC has on display. Well, what are those numbers? They're the best that the BBC is doing right now. Okay, cool. Why are you making such a hard pitch with those numbers that you can't really back up? Well, because this is what's interesting. Okay, for as great, as astronomically fantastic as everything has been, Doctor Who's future beyond 2025 is still up in the air, but RTD remains very confident, guys. Have you seen our demos? No. The fact that you aren't renewed for a second season that's already shot, that ought to tell you something. RTD has revealed that he is working on future scripts for Doctor Who, but the official status of the show beyond 2025 is still up in the air. Series 15 has already been filmed and is confirmed to air in 2025. Series 16 of Doctor Who has not been commissioned, but Davies is very confident it will go ahead. Davies told the Radio Times, "I'm working on a fourth script right now for Series 16. It's not actually commissioned. It's still up in the air. But that's the same for every TV program. It's the same for every TV program. Don't mind the ones that get renewed, for multiple seasons. This one, yeah, we don't really know what's going to happen after the stuff that's already been committed. Don't know about that, right? Yes, I've always... I shouldn't say we're confident because we're asking for a fall, but we're very confident, to be honest. Oh, sure. And we're just gonna keep going. Of course, Gatwa is returning to the theater for the importance of being earnest. Oh, great! What are they rebooting the Ernest franchise? However, if Doctor Who does get the go-ahead, Davies says that they'll be filming early next year. Yep, sure. So Series 15. Okay, the other half of this season that was shot back to back is supposed to air sometime in 2025. When? Well, you think that you'd have some kind of a release date if everything is going so swimmingly right now. Oh my God, you guys, you just haven't seen the numbers that show us that this thing has been a fantastical success. All you're seeing is just the publicly available data, and it's fine. It's fine. We would like better, but it's not bad at all. No, not at all whatsoever. It's just, holy crap, man. The cope that is on display is fantastic, and it's so funny, right? Because Doctor Who TV doesn't also point out that Gatwa is also going to be returning to the theater, given the fact that this two-part finale is also being shown in cinemas. And well, given the fact that they aren't touting the success of that theatrical release, kind of lets you know what the truth is on that one. It's kind of like the truth about the demographics. It's kind of like the truth about those 28-day numbers. Seems like Season 16, Series 16 is contingent on Disney renewing their deal with the BBC. And well, here's the thing, man, with numbers like this, viewership like that, and Disney apparently as told by Bob Iger, we're going to focus on quality, not quantity anymore. Renewing a deal for a TV show that doesn't trend when it releases a new episode and nobody's even bothering to hate watch this anymore, kind of lets you know Doctor Who, man, she's dead. She is dead and dusted. And well, it's also analogous to another Disney streaming franchise right now, Star Wars. It's kind of crazy where it's at this point in time, but after the backlash of the Acolyte, well, you can just kind of take a look at what's happening with Doctor Who and foretell the future of Star Wars if you're antsy. But best of luck, Russell. Okay, maybe you just needed a couple of seasons to really get the juices flowing again, and who knows, maybe someday somebody might pick up those scripts, but it doesn't look like it's going to be Doctor Who in Season 16. Oh boy. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.